Greetings to everybody. We welcome all our brothers and sisters and our new seekers to our Heartfulness community channel, where Revered Daji has provided us an opportunity of learning the true principles of the Heartfulness method. Together, we are all trying to understand the teachings of the Great Master so our knowledge can help us practice better, because it is the practice, the individual practice, that helps us to create a field for the master to work on us. So the seed that is sown into our consciousness, our field, can grow. So we have to support this field with our sadhana. So the couple of classes that we had, the couple of sessions we had about the concepts of the Yoga Sutras in relation to the heartfulness method. We have understood the concept of the Chitta Vritti Nirodha, which is very a profound concept that Revered Daji would like us to understand, that if our individual mind comes to a standstill and can arrive at a state of surrender, cheerful acceptance, and does not give momentum to the wheel of the vrittis, the samskaras, the impressions, then that wheel falls apart, liberating us and truly bringing us to that state of witnesshood. We are witnessing our sufferings, our joys, our journey, everything. And the second concept was the Abhyasa Vairagya, the true practice leading us to a state of balance, taking us to a state of true state of love and an emotional stability where we have no opinions, where we let go of the nature of complaining, the nature of criticizing others, the nature of blaming others for our sufferings, and the nature of stubbornness in the journey. And when we let go of that and arrive at the state of witnesshood, where we acquire the quality of utmost humbleness, and thereby we are in a state of surrender and in a true state of cheerful acceptance, which will qualify us, bring us to that states of witnesshood. And because of that state, there is pure seeing in us, the clear wisdom in us, the true ability of discrimination within us. So, to arrive at these states, we do have some impediments that each one of us have to work upon. For lifetimes, we have created these impressions within ourselves, and some of these habits have become such patterns that we cannot get out ourselves. And that is where the help of the Guru is. But we have to recognize what are these impediments on the path. What are these troubles that we are having, that we are trying to overcome in our nature. Each one of us have different weaknesses, as we call it. And what are the weaknesses? Sometimes we are not even aware of our own weaknesses until we develop this deep sensitivity with true meditation, true cleaning, continuously meditating day after day with the help of this transmission, the prana emanating from the Guru's field. When this prana is freely flowing, every impediment that we have within ourselves comes to the surface, making us become aware that yes, this is what you need to work upon now in this moment so you can move forward. So let us all explore on what these impediments are according to the Yoga Sutras and in relationship to our heartfulness method. Let me share my screen here. So the impediments on the way to perfection and mergence with the consciousness of the Guru, the living Guru. And this is from the chapter Samadhipada of Yoga Sutras from Sutra 30 to 33. Vyadi, Stena, Samshaya, Pramada, Alasya, Avirati, Bhranti Darshana, Alabdha Bhumikatva, Anavasthitatva, Chitta Vikshepate Antarayaha. This is what sage Patanjali is saying. What are these that are the impediments on the way of the yoga? First one is Vyadi, sickness. When the body is diseased, can we really be in a state of stillness? So we do have to take care of our physical body. Inertia, sthena, disease of the mind. The mind has to have some kind of fitness. When it's totally chaotic, one cannot meditate. Doubt, samshaya. We have the nature of doubting everything, doubting ourselves, doubting the Guru. That is an impediment on the path. Pramada, which means mistake, accidents, carelessness. When do we come into an accident? When we are careless about the way we are driving. Idleness, alasya. That is the biggest impediment on the path. Lethargy, laziness. We don't even want to get up from our beds and meditate. Greed, avirati. This greed ruins the human being and makes the human being fall into the lower levels. That is why we have the technique of point B cleansing. What is true greed is overindulgence in senses. Bhranti darshana, illusion, illusory visions. We are in a state of delusion because we are wearing colored glasses because of our impressions. We are continuously misjudging the Guru, people around us, our situation, our conditions. So Bhranti Darshana is a major impediment on the path. And Alabdha Bhumikatva, a sense of failure in reaching the foothold of yoga. What does that mean? That means your inability to achieve any kind of success in the practice. That means there is no perseverance. You do not have the capacity to keep on doing it, whether you see a result or not, because the path is not smooth, straight road. It is climbing a mountain. We will have hurdles. In spite of every hurdle, do you have the perseverance to move forward? That is an impediment if you do not have. That is what alabdha bhumikatva is. And anavasthitatva, that is non-establishment on the path of yoga. Being unable to maintain the success. You're not able to maintain the condition. The Guru pours, but we go out and have fun so much. Our senses are so indulged. What is given to us is already lost. Even after having touched it for a time, these 9 are the distortion and dissipations of mind called antarayas or impediments, which one come across on the way of the yoga. So these are all natural to all human beings. We are no exception. But we have to be aware that these are the impediments and these are the things I need to work upon myself. So the first step to take care of the impediments is, the first step is to solve a problem. To solve a problem is to accept there is a problem. So this introspection is of absolute necessity, where you look into yourself and know, this is my weakness. I need to work upon it. If you don't even realize what the weakness is, you can change it. So, the first step to solve a problem is to accept there is a problem. And the second step is to have the understanding that the path to success is not without its fair share of impediments. You have to know the fact that there are problems on the path. It is not like every day you meditate and you are going to fly high in the sky. The reality is there are days that we will feel down, but that is the path. And that is where we use the willpower and the prayer and the humility and surrendering to the Guru that, yes, today I am feeling this. Please help me. I need to move forward. So, but we have to be very clear the path has its ups and downs. And in the spiritual path of yoga, all the hindrances are internal, all the impediments are inside ourselves, and no one can be blamed. If I'm complaining, I have to only blame myself. You cannot blame, oh, this is, I'm suffering because of somebody else. We never suffer because of somebody else. It's our own karma, it's our own thinking. So, in the spiritual path of yoga, all the hindrances are internal. No one can be blamed. But also, that means they all can be taken care of by oneself if one is courageous enough to take responsibility. That means if we have the courage to take responsibility for our mistakes, we can change them. We can move from these impediments. So, in this sutra, Sage Patanjali gives all the obstacles that may block someone from achieving the growth on the path. Vyadi, that means sickness. Sthena, that means inertia or laziness. And Samshaya, that means doubting. So, Samshaya, doubt is of three types. One is doubt on the self. So, a lot of people feel depreciating oneself is a virtuous quality. We assume humility means that we put ourselves down. Humility is knowing the greatness of the guide, not putting ourselves down. If we think that we are useless people, it is an insult to the Guru. Because when we have a capable Guru who is taking us forward, we can be useless. Yes, we have impediments, we have flaws. But if we can surrender, the Guru is capable of fixing it. So, a lot of people feel depreciating oneself is a virtuous quality. There is a difference between being modest and considering oneself worthless. Such people underestimate themselves at every stage and get comfortable with failure and consequently misery and resentment. So we cannot get comfortable with failure. We have to believe in ourselves, believe in the power of the guide. Success of any venture takes responsibility. Whether it is a success in the business field, success as a mother, as a student, as an employee, you have to take responsibility for yourself. The practitioners, the sadhakas, tend to undermine their worth. They would have doubts over whether they are even worth the knowledge they have received, or if a sinful person like them would ever deserve liberation. This doubt brings lack of effort because effort seems fruitless, and when the lack of effort does cause failure, it only strengthens the doubt that actually resulted in it. So when we doubt, we think that all my actions are fruitless. We stop acting. Oh, I'm being so good and my guru doesn't recognize me, so I stop being good. You fail. So, under all circumstances, perseverance is the key. Around the world, many so called spiritual groups teach their followers that they are like insects for God, that they are weak and insignificant. A human being is not weak. Every person is going through so much at any time, things that should overwhelm a person, and yet people keep on going, holding things together. One can find countless stories of the strength of the human spirit and intellect. One should feel inspired and remember one has the potential to do anything one sets mind to. So we have to remember, we have to have humbleness, but we have to have the courage to move forward. Only courageous people move forward. That is what Swami Vivekananda said. That is what Babaji Maharaj said. I need lions in the field of spirituality. The second impediment is doubt on the master. So, in the heartfulness method, the masters say, try the method, test the master, test the method. And once your heart is convinced, don't look back, hold on, and move forward. The disciple doubts the guru or may even wonder if he is the correct person to be a guru. In the current age where there have been so many incidents of people exploiting the faith of people for their personal pleasures and goals, a lot of people are repulsed by the idea of a spiritual guru. As one poor relationship does not mean all subsequent relationships will be of the same nature, one must be cautious as well as brave to find a master. Then, doubt on the technique. Some people embark on a journey of a spiritual window shopping. They go to different places and try to see what is being offered without taking anything with humility and gratitude. I do not imply that one should not explore, but after exploring, one should settle on the experience which was transformative and practice it with reverence for a long time. And this is what sage Patanjali is saying, and this is what Babaji Maharaj has said, and this is what our beloved Daji is also saying, that try the method, feel your heart, follow your heart. The next impediment is known as pramada. That means carelessness. We make mistakes, accidents. And in pramada, there is three kinds. One is action and inaction. This obstacle is the most commonly observed obstacle by people in others. To observe it in oneself, a degree of self awareness is required. And pramada is not just doing what one ought not to do, it is also not doing what one ought to do. You know, karma can be like we can do the right thing, but we cannot do the right thing. And we have to stop ourselves from doing the wrong things. So, action has to be correct, right action, right thinking. Procrastination. A student not studying even as exams approach is in pramada. He knows he must study diligently to give the exam properly, yet wastes his time carelessly. Procrastination falls under pramada. We know this human life is temporary. We know we have several weaknesses that we have to work upon ourselves. But we get so drawn to the external world, allowing the senses to get so indulged that we waste time. That is procrastination towards your own self development, your own character formation. That we need to be aware. And not taking responsibility. We have to take responsibility for our actions, our inactions, our weaknesses. Pramada can be understood as not taking responsibility for one's life. You are responsible for your life, your actions, your karma. If we are going through suffering, I am responsible for my suffering. Take responsibility and accept it, and then take what you need to do. Do the action that you're supposed to be doing. Responsibility gives us choice in every situation, and carelessness takes away the choice. Alasya is idleness, and Avirati is greed. Avirati is greed happens because overindulgences of our senses in the external world. The mind is looking for the infinite, and the senses have a limited capacity of deriving pleasure from sensory objects. But if someone has no higher goal in life other than enjoying the sensory pleasures, it slowly erodes the intellect, motivation, and desire for something higher and brings dullness and inertia. It's like, if you are eating too much of candy, at some point you get um, disgusted with even the chocolate. That happens to the senses. We may not notice. It might take a lifetime, another lifetime. But at some point, the soul gets disgusted with enjoying just the external world. So, Maharshi Patanjali is not against sensory enjoyment, but against becoming obsessed with it. It's nothing wrong. As long as we are in this world, we are going to enjoy our family. You are going to enjoy your children. You're going to enjoy your riches. Yes, go ahead, wear all the diamonds that you have, but don't be obsessed and be attached to it. The senses are always directed outward, but creativity and innovation can be nurtured by spending time with oneself in silence. So, when we are actually meditating and diverting the senses and the mind to the inner silence, the senses gets refined, so they have the clear perception of you can enjoy, you don't have to be attached. So it all depends upon the mind and the senses being absorbed in the silence. Bhranti darshana, alabdha bhumikatva, anavasthitatva. Bhranti darshana means delusion. This is one of the major weaknesses, because when we are wearing colored glasses, we are always judging others, and that is why the doubt on the master, complaints about other people, criticizing other people, blaming other people. All this stems from this Bhranti Darshana, delusion. Getting stuck in fantasies of achieving supernatural abilities by doing practices and developing unfounded fears and phobias to protect oneself is Bhranti Darshana. So clarity is needed. Alabdha Bhumikatva, inability to achieve any kind of success in practice. And this can damage the faith of the practitioner and breed doubts and dullness. And Anavasti Tattva means being unable to maintain success of sadhana. And how to overcome this Alabdha Bhumikatva and Anavasti Tattva? Perseverance. Perseverance is the key for progress. So, whether we feel anything or not, the techniques that have been given to us, because we have seen the benefit, we have to keep on practicing at it day after day after day. And at one fine moment, all of a sudden, when the sun shines, the condition blooms, you realize and you move forward. Overcoming the weaknesses. Once the obstacles are observed and accepted, only then one can start working on overcoming them. A new method that I have learned recently is to refer to my problems as challenges. Challenges. And this is from Revered Daji. Revered Daji says, the moment we think they are obstacles, we lose our courage, we lose our motivation. A good example for this is, when you are walking and you fall down and you get hurt, you are ashamed to tell people that you slipped and you fell down. And but when you are climbing a mountain, oh, I was climbing Mount Everest, and at this feet of 200 feet, whatever, I fell down, and so I have this broken knee or whatever. Because you looked at climbing the Mount Everest as a challenge, so you're able to brag about it. On a plain road, when you fell, you were ashamed of it. So it is looking at it with a different perspective. So if we look at obstacles, sufferings, and problems that we have as a challenge that we need to face, our attitude towards our weaknesses changes. Yes, I have this weakness. I need to work upon myself, and I can change because I am connected to the highest master that is available for humankind. And with his help, if I cannot progress, I will never progress. If I cannot change now, I can never change. So I have all the possibilities, I can do it. So our frame of mind should be strong. A mind is always ready to accept a challenge, but it shirks away from a problem. This simple change helps take control of the mindset. Sutra 31. Dukkha daurmanashya angam yajayatva shwasa prashwasa vikshepa sahabhuva. And Sutra 32 is Tat pratisheda artham ekatatva abhyasaha. What are these sutras 31 and 32? Pain or sorrow, irritation caused by non fulfillment of desires, trembling of the body, unnatural incoming and outgoing of the breath. So when we have pain and sorrow, it is because our unfulfilled desires are there. And in the extreme gross state, our body is trembling, we are not able to breathe. All these are distortions accompanied to a scattered mind. When the mind is not in balance, you will experience all this. You are emotionally disturbed because your wish is not fulfilled. Your body is trembling. You lose your balance. And Sutra 32 says, for the warding of these impediments, one pointed abhyasa is suggested. So, how do you overcome all this? One pointed practice. This practice is the key for every cure. Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upekshanam, Sukha Dukkha Punya Punya Vishayanam, Bhavanataha Chitta Prasadanam. That is Sutra 33. What does it mean? What are the things that we need to develop? Is we need to become friendly. This is what Revered Daji is talking about. Friendliness, create friendliness with yourself, with others. Compassion, compassionate towards yourself and others. And regarding compassion, he says, think about others first before you think about yourself. Joyousness and indifference, because joy attracts grace. Indifference happens when we are able to let go of this weakness of having opinions. And in respect of the objects of happiness and sorrow, virtue and non virtue, all these states lead to purity and clarity of the mind. All the above states of Sutra 33, Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upekshanam, Sukha Dukkha Punya Punya, Vishayanam Bhavanataha, Chitta Prasadhanam. All these qualities of friendliness, compassion, joyousness, no judgments, they lead you to the state of purity and clarity of the mind. So, what are the solutions to overcome these obstacles, the impediments? First one, choiceless awareness. How do we come to this choiceless awareness? From moment to moment is the master key. So, learning to be in the now. So, if meditation teaches us one thing, that is learning to be in the now, in a state of choiceless awareness. That is what witnesshood is. That is what cheerful acceptance is. In the moment, surrendering, connecting yourself to the consciousness of the Guru, and being in the now, and responding from the field of your heart. So, from moment to moment is the master key capable of opening any door that operates as an impediment on the path of yoga. Choiceless awareness. The second solution for the problem is adherence to meditation. One pointed adherence to abhyasa, practice. Abhyasa leads you to the state of that discrimination, vairagya. One pointed adherence to abhyasa, that is to stay firm in a void, devoid of vrittis. And how is it possible? With perseverance. Adherence to cleaning. It is the clouding of perception that creates all the difficulties. Your mind is clogged. That is why there is so much misunderstanding. Why are we not able to be compassionate? The past impression of somebody hurting you is there, so you're not able to be compassionate towards that person. Somebody has is stealing, using you. You're not able to be compassionate. Clean yourself. Forget about the person. When your perception is clear, you are able to love the person regardless of what they do to you. It is the clouding of the perception that creates all the difficulties. Therefore, one point adherence to abhyasa practice is suggested to ward off all difficulties. State of stillness. Coming to the state of silence with the help of the meditation, which is what samadhi is. How does it happen? It happens with energetic interest in this sthiti, the state of stillness. You have to have longing and craving and love for this state of being, of stillness. Energetic interest in sthiti, or a state of void, devoid of vrittis, is itself is potent enough to ward off and overcome all possible impediments to yoga. So, reality, that is life, reflects in the pure mind. This revered Daji has given us a beautiful example every single time. He says, when the water is clear and water is still, when the water is still, you are able to see clearly what is in it. The dirt is at the bottom. But when the water is pure and still, you are able to see your reflection in it in a very pure way, where there is no difference between you and the reflection. You cannot tell the difference. So, in a mind that is devoid of vrittis, that is devoid of all these impediments, with sadhana, when it has this energetic interest in the stillness of the mind, when the mind becomes clear and calm, reality, divine reflects in your state of being. So, when all impediments are warded off by the reinforcement of the practice abhyasa, the waters of the mind are now clear and calm. After the waves of many storms have disappeared, there is now nothing that disturbs the calm waters of the mind. And just as the still waters of lake reflect clearly the skies above, so also the still waters of the mind now reflect clearly the reality that is life. Life is God, God is life. When the mind is still and crystal clear, it generates a feeling of friendliness that knows no frontiers. It embraces the whole world, human and non human. No tension, no conflict or duality can touch it. And that is why the great masters were able to say, love him who loves all, love all whom he loves, love all and hurt none, said by our dear beloved Daji. With feeling, you merge in the source. The way to mergence is through feeling. That is why Revered Daji always said, from thinking to feeling. What does meditation does for you? You move from the field of thinking and you move into the heart where you feel divinity. You cannot think divinity. You can only feel. It is this feeling of friendliness, Maitri, that imparts such a delicate sensitivity to the mind, so it melts into a feeling of compassion. Compassion declares humanity as a whole in its language of the sacred silence. And the very perception of this truth brings a feeling of such joy to the mind that it will never even dream of doing anything inconsistent with the discipline of yoga. Nobody needs to tell you to meditate. Nobody needs to tell you to be compassionate. It becomes your natural state. Meditation on the trinity of feelings keeps the mind pure and crystal clear, so that the perception of truth or reality is never clouded. Upeksha, nearness to the energy of pure seeing. Upeksha is being near to that state of being of purity. One whose mind has thus attained such purity and clarity remains in a state of upeksha from moment to moment. At every moment, you feel the nearness, and that is why Revered Daji says, connect yourself at every moment. This word iksha means to see, upa means nearness. Upeksha means to remain in a state of nearness to the energy of pure seeing without expecting anything. And this is where we all struggle. We expect something from the Guru to acknowledge. But true state of upeksha is when you are in that state, you know he is with you and you are simply witnessing that state of that divine. In this state of meditation, the entire energy of one's being converges on seeing to the total exclusion of all vrittis. Now, no impediments, nothing. You are in that state of being. So, this is our brief understanding of the impediments that all of us face on the path. And now that we understood it, we need to practice it. Let us now meditate for a short time. Close your eyes softly. Take a deep breath and let go. Feel grounded to the earth. Feel the healing energy from Mother Earth enter into your being. And begin with relaxing your toes, feet, ankles, and your legs. Be aware of your legs. Relax your legs. Take another deep breath and let go. Feel the energy flow into your knees, into your thighs, into your hips. Feel firmly grounded in the seat. Feel the free flow of energy flowing there, relaxing you. Take another deep breath and let go. Feel the energy flow into your lower back and into your upper back. Relax your entire back. Keeping your spine erect, bring your awareness to your stomach muscles. Feel the energy flow there. Take a deep breath and let go gently. Feel the energy flow into your chest. Relax your chest. Bring your awareness to your fingers. Feeling the energy relax your fingers, palms, wrists, lower arms, elbows, and upper arms. Feel the free flow of energy flowing in your hands, relaxing your hands. Take another deep breath and let go. Your hands are completely relaxed. Bring your awareness to your shoulders. Feel the stress melting away. Relax your shoulders. Consciously relax your neck, jaws, tongue, facial muscles. Deeply relax your eyes, eyebrows, temples, and forehead. Feel your brain is resting. Your mind is calm. Your body is completely relaxed. Bring your awareness to your heart. Feel your heart. Enter your sacred space. Bring yourself to a state of humbleness in prayer. Allow this state of humbleness to pervade in every cell of your being. Where the heart beats, remind yourself with the intention. The source of light is present within you. The light from the source is illuminating your entire being. Your mind is drawn to this light. Your mind is resting in the light. The ocean of light, the ocean of love is in you. You are a drop submerged in this ocean. Rest in the light with utmost reverence. Let's meditate. That's all. Feel the calmness spread throughout your being. From this place of calmness, make the intention. All my senses are in a state of balance. They have arrived at their original character. All my feelings are in silence. All the chakras in my system are in a state of balance. They are in harmony with each other. Every cell in my being is imbued with the feeling of love and gratitude. Every cell in my being is absorbing the silence. With every breath, I am one with the consciousness of my Guru. Feel the calmness spread throughout your being. You may open your eyes when you are ready. Thank you all for joining the meditation today, the session today. Have a beautiful day, all of you, and we will see you all soon. Thank you for supporting the Heartfulness community channel, where we are all learning together. See you all.